on our yoga mats to spend a little time with ourselves. And today we're going to work on reviewing ourselves because things change, right? You know, what we did yesterday or 10 years ago might be different than what we do today or tomorrow. So using that third eye chakra, that shoulda, coulda, woulda, and so parsing out for yourself the poses that are best or not too great for you. So you have some options, and waiting is always an option, as I like to say. I have a towel, which you may not be able to see. I'm gonna sit on my pillow, but I have this towel. This is our arm extender, also called an arm extender. And today, what we'll do with it is when we go here, for those of you who can't reach your hands to your hand, you grab the towel, you pull yourself back, and this might be good enough. If you go a little wider, you can really reach between. And usually what people do is this. So I like to give them a prop so that they can really come into that upright lengthening. So maybe this yoga strap would be fine. Just be careful with those buckles. I think I have addressed everything. So let us come to Namaste, come to the moment. So I just practiced to see if I could go down or up with my knee. My knee was doing good until it wasn't. So, but I was able to access the floor. Not only going down, but look at that, coming back up. So, you know, we make our progress where we can, and that's what we're going to address today. So you can sit Sukhasana, a comfortable pose. I do have a house guest that's participating today, so welcome. If you'd rather, because if there's a knee or something, or doesn't feel good to your hips, you could even sit on a chair, or on your knees, or on a block. You can either support your spine by holding on to the shins and kind of lengthening out of that pelvis. And then let's run through our body in our usual checklist way. Pelvic floor, the Mula Bandha, visualizing that hammock energy, supporting, grounding, moving up to the action of Uddiyana from belly button to pelvic bone. That draws in without squeezing your bum. And then shift to the back side of your body and see those vertebrae and just stacking and lifting and separating right up to the nape of your neck and lift through the crown of your head. Relaxing through the neck and shoulders. They need not draw up with you. Eyes can be open, lowered, or closed. And as you sit, if this feels good, if you feel all supported rather than resting on your bones, you engage your muscles to vault those bones into upright. Check in with your breathing. How's the breath, that natural breath? Enlarge the natural breath by focusing more on pressing the abdominal wall, and then expanding through the chest. Bringing yourself to the moment, leaving your responsibilities, your concerns aside for the moment, so you can really be present into the actions that are going on in your head. They sometimes wander off task, but that's okay, I'll bring you back. And then also to focus on how that body is feeling. If you know the Ujjayi breath, where you kind of move that breath through your throat in an auditory way, feel free to use it. And then begin to flutter your eyes open. Continue to lift the spine. Reach the arms to the side, and if this bothers your back, maybe don't reach your arms to the side. Reach through the fingers, reach through the crown of the head, ground through your base of your torso. As your shoulders allow, lift the heart, lift the arms. Could be a little, could be a lot. Lift your spirit. It's a good day. Join the palms together. Exhale the hands into the heart. Reminding ourselves to cultivate the attitude of gratitude here today to do what we do. So as I begin, I'm going to just rub my hands together. So as I said, it's a little warm here. Dusty and allergy stuff going on. So I vigorously run those hands together to create chi or energy. And what you should feel when we stop is that manifestation. So you slow it. Ooh, you can feel it. Cross your arms. Let the hands just rub on your shoulders. Sorry, usually have water nearby. I'm sure this will pass. It's okay. I'm sure it'll pass. So we'll be doing a little bit more of this hand rubbing, but right now let's see if we can just kind of cross through the fingers. I'm making them go through one set and then to the other set. This may mean nothing to you, but for those of us with arthritic joints, it's something. Okay, and then I'm going to circle, involving my fingers, circle the wrist, and then go the other way. Anytime you want to change how you're sitting, you should and you could. Now I'm going to conduct the orchestra as I like to think of it. My arms will open and I'm going to alternate the arm crossing in front as it comes in front. This is where I wake up my shoulders, open my chest. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Then I'll move the hands behind me. Now, depending on where you are, you may want to come down onto the mat, on or off a pillow, and sit with your feet in front and the knees together. This is the one where you can seal the inner edges of the feet, or if it's better, just let it slide by. Slowly dropping the knees to one side. I'm going to pause here. So I'm just going to let my knees fall one way. Now the shoulder from the side you've left, so as you're facing me, likely your left shoulder, kind of draw it back a little, and then the knees may fall a little more. So it's a gentle lengthening through the side of the body. And when you breathe deep, you maybe notice something different. Just to be prudent, but it's not the only way done, lift the top leg first, the bottom leg second, reset them, and then let them fall off the other way. Could be the same feeling, could be very different. So just give yourself that time. How about pulling that shoulder back? I'm inclined to say if you want to wink, you could wink. Again, lifting the top leg first and the bottom leg second. Now that's a prudent way to protect your back, but let's go side to side, and you can do the legs together, I usually do. But if you feel that, oh, a little too much, then you let one leg go ahead of the other leg. And at what speed, I don't know. So we're going to be waking up our entire body. Come to Bandha Konasana, so bottom of the feet together. This is where sitting on a pillow or a blanket can be very helpful. So I grab hold of my ankles. I feel right now I'm rolling back on my tailbone. So I'm going to kind of shimmy myself up nice and tall. And now I'm more on my pelvic sit bones. Shoulders are down, and I just kind of lean through and back. And don't worry if your knees are up here, some people's are, and then maybe it's a better position to put your hands on the shins as you go back and forth. So just kind of rocking without rounding the back, just leading the heart forward and leaning back. Let's go to what I call undulations, because I just think that's a good word. So as I go forward with my heart, then I bow my head, round my back, look to my belly, roll back toward my tailbone as if I'm going to lay down, but I'm holding on. And then I lift up through my spine, finally put my head on top, and again come forward, round over, roll back, lift up, and one more time, just bringing some energy into my spine, down, rolling back, and lifting up. Now let's reverse the sequence. So we initiate with Uddiyana Bandha, so draw in through that lower belly, rounding back, staying rounded as your head bows towards your feet. Now as if I'm bringing your heart forward, you hinge or lean outward, and then lift up nice and tall. Scoop and hollow, round and fold, lengthen and lift, and sit nice and tall. One more, and for those of you who are more like this, it does the same thing. Rounding back, rolling forward, lift and lengthen, and sit tall. Go ahead and fold your legs up and reach them out in front. I'm going to turn to the side so you have a better chance to see my feet. And you can sit with support. So rather than, again, rolling back toward the tailbone, this is where sitting elevated can really help you sit up. Always go to supporting your back. So if you ever feel that putting your legs out in front puts you like this, bend your knees or sit up on something. So I'm going to scoot up to the front of my thing here. So my hands are however you want them, and it helps me sit up nice and tall. My feet are parallel and relatively open. This may be enough to say good morning, hamstrings. So just give yourself this moment, focusing on all your bandhas and your breath, lifting up that heart. Now you can gaze out towards your toes and begin wiggling those toes around. Oh, and you're popping and cracking like breakfast cereal. So let's begin some feet pulling back, flexion, and then stretching forward. Sometimes if they're on the mat, they make funny sounds, but that's okay. Watching your own feet, ascertain if they seem to be same or different. We know each side of the body to be a little different, so you may observe a difference. You don't have to point if you figure you're going to go into a cramp, which you might not want to do. Now have one foot go forward and one foot go back. It's like driving a stick shift car. Hold both of your feet in flexion. Rotate the legs outward so the heels are more inward. Doesn't matter if they're touching or not. And now sweeping your pinky toe along the floor, stretch and pull back. It's just a different orientation through the legs. Again, observing the sensations, pull in through the belly. So outward rotation is more of a natural way. So go ahead, leave them out, leave the feet open, and then brush them down, and then pull them. There you go. So the pinky toes are brushing. So maybe one foot gets a little closer to the floor. Right foot dominant, yeah? All right, let's bring those feet back up. Bend in one of your legs, it won't matter which one, and let it fold out to the side. Your foot can be anywhere from the calf to the knee to the inner thigh. Sitting up nice and tall, the leg coming forward should come out of your pelvis. Well, yeah, duh, of course it does. But sometimes it narrows in because maybe you had your feet together. So you want to bring that leg more in line with its own hip bone. Sit up nice and tall. Natural foot, but don't let it roll out like we had before. And then that heart leaning forward. So some of you may not go very far. Some of you say, wow, I'm surprised. Look how far I can go. If the hands come forward without you falling back, you do that. If you feel that you can go further, it's early in the practice. It's time for breathing. Support yourself by zipping your zipper and bringing yourself up and swapping out your legs. Again, there's no right way to put the leg, just the way it wants to go. It does matter that you lift up nice and tall. And then Uttanasana, forward fold. Using the hands behind is a great support. If you let go and go back, then just keep the hands there. That's probably the better option. Thinking that your body would lay upon the thigh rather than head to knee. Should your body lay all the way down, you most likely would have your face more towards your shin. And breathe. Engage through your core, support through your back. And we're going to move over onto hands and knees after you've walked yourself up. Giving any support you need to the knees, or not. Palms, knuckles, on all fours. I've got my toes relaxed for this one. And kind of feel like this mat is really hot. So you don't want to just stay on each one of your limbs. It's like ooch, each, ouch, ooch, ouch. You're just kind of lifting a hand and leg off so that you're moving. What this does is it makes your core have to find its way of balance. So just lifting it just because it's, you know what I think of is the lizards. You see the lizards and they're hot and they're just going like this all the time. So that's what we're doing, just firing up our core and not a high lift. You could do one arm, you could do one leg, you could do arm and leg, same arm, same leg, different arm, just play with it. And then settle down, feel balanced, and if your wrists are objecting, this is where you would transition to knuckles. Anchor the shoulders, usually I gaze toward the front edge of the mat. And I'm going to lean a little forward and lean a little back. So I have instructions to not do child's pose, but I told them I was doing puppy dog anyway. So if you're not inclined to want to move your hips all the way back to your heels, then you could just go where I go, where my hips will not go there. And I'm most likely going to bend my elbows so that I can go back. So just rocking forward, engaging through my core, and back wherever back feels appropriate for you. And stay reclined in child's pose, or as I'm doing, puppy dog. This is a good opportunity to address Mula Bandha, pelvic floor energy. It doesn't have the weight of your internal organs, so it's a really good time to focus there. Moving back to all fours, this is the needle and the thread. So we'll go dynamically and then we'll end up passively. So what you do is you could do either hand that allows you to see me, or you can watch me do it the first time. I pick up a needle and thread with my first finger and thumb. I laterally draw the stitch up, and as I exhale, that moving hand rubs against my stationary hand all the way out until my shoulder and perhaps head touch. Then I push on the hand and draw it back up, moving up and down laterally. So we'll do that a few times on one side and a few times on the other. We'll meet back on all fours. Use your breath. When you're up, you're breathing in, and when you're down, you're breathing out. So finish the next one that you're doing, and then proceed to the other side. Don't forget to keep that needle in your hand, because then it'd be hard to find it if you dropped it. So we're getting a little spinal rotation. You may not want to go very far. Remember to track the moving hand against the stationary hand, and this helps us with the alignment rather than the hand that's moving, move away from your arm on the floor. I say one more, and then pause. So if you can be on your knees, be on your knees. If you say, I can't be on my knees for whatever reason, that's okay. We're going to work through this section of our body. Let me show you the standing for those, and if you're sitting, just give me a second so I can show the people who might not want to do the knees. So you will be shifting, your arms will be reaching, and then you're going to reach further this way and try and hold your leg up here. So yeah, it's a bit of balance, but really for this one, it's about core. So if I did it from the knees, and here's me using a little, trying to be prudent. Here's me using a little knee pad. So whether you're standing or kneeling with the knees under your pelvis, let's all bring the right leg, or if you need to, right leg to the side. Toes could be forward, toes could be open. I'm not too fussy. Hips and chest ought to stay forward. So lift out of that knee. We're not going to be rolling over the kneecap. So if this is okay with you, then we'll do this one. Arms open. Now that left arm, the arm that's not the leg extended, is going to reach and draw you out. Now you're going to hold that leg up, but it's not going to stay up. It's going to go up and down, but that's okay. Just consider it playing. As you continue to breathe, see if you can hold that foot off. Play, play. Just play. Yeah, I know. It's a challenge. You may end up touching, you may end up doing this. That's okay. It's just finding your way, and this really works your core. Play, 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 play. And then come back to your knees. You can either go to child's pose or puppy dog. If you're standing, put your hands on your knees and maybe do like cats and cows. And then you're thinking to yourself, phew, I'm glad that's done. As we come back up, I have good news and bad news. So the good news is we just have to do the other side. And the bad news is we have to do the other side. So we're on the other side. This may play to your strengths, this may be your weak side, because it just is what it is, right? So lift out of that standing or kneeling leg, lengthen across the space, and with the opposite hand, lean out, zip your zipper, and try and hold that foot up. Play, 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 and breathe. No fear holding on to anything. And you breathe. It's okay to fall out of it. It's just playful. No judgment, just kind of is what it is. It's a snow wave. This is something I maybe should do a little more often. One more breath. And return to either child's pose, puppy dog, or onto the cat-cow if you're standing. You're going to feel that energy. When you're ready, you're going to stand up, try not to use your hands. And if you've got anything on your mat, let's go ahead and move it off. And here we are. You can stand wherever you want on your mat. You can be at the front end of the mat. I'm going to stay here. It just gives me a chance to demonstrate for you. Feet will go a little wider than your hips. So I don't know if you really felt that core, but your back muscles have to work. You have to zip that zipper, and your body is trying not to fall over. I think we'll give it a little massage right now. So with the hands on your hips, you begin moving those hips. Upper body stay still, just from the waist down. Just imagine I'm holding you from the ribs so that your body is not responding to just the action of the pelvis. As you circle, you feel the engagement of Uddiyana Bandha as the pelvis tips, and then releasing. And if it feels good, hey, you're good. Then go the other way. Check in with breathing. And then I'm going to do a modified sumo squat. So my feet are open. We call it goddess pose. It says my arms come up here. I want you to feel like a goddess. Your knees are going to bend, knowing they should track over the toes as they may want to buckle in. So we draw the elbows down. Do you feel like a goddess? So my knees are pulling back and my chest is lifted. I am in an isometric contraction, so very important that I breathe. I'll move to the star pose. That requires me squeezing through my backside, squeezing through my thighs, gently rising and extending so that I'm a star and you're a star and we're the stars. Coming back down into that goddess pose, bending the elbows, bending the knees, feeling them draw back as they tend to want to draw forward. No pressure on the knees. Back is as if it were against a wall. Bandhas, breath. So initiate by drawing inner thighs together, squeeze the bum, lift the arms, be the star. As the arms drop, you're going to walk the feet together. I feel taller. I should have measured myself. I do feel a little taller. So this next one's going to open into shoulders. If you have some shoulder issues, move slowly, attentively for you. But to begin, we'll bring the arms behind. You can either grab the hands or lace the fingers, straighten the elbows, and see if you can pull the hands up off the back. So this artificially moves the shoulders back, but that's okay. Ground into your feet, so you're not just relaxed, you're engaged through your inner thigh. So the movement pattern will be to reach the arms forwards, bringing them up, making a circle, being aware of your space. I have a wall here, and then rebinding. So once again, lace or grab the hands, straighten the elbows and lift up. And this we will do a few times. Now play with the shoulders. It's not uncommon to find that one shoulder is higher or lower. Release and let the arms spring up, open, grab, breathe in, open off your back. And twice more, arms release, open, back they go, grab hold of what you can, straighten the elbows, lift the heart, zip-yo zippa, and once more, release the arms forward, circle, open, grab. Now this time, hold the hands behind and step your feet out. So if you're facing the short end of the mat, bring the heels at least to the edge of the mat, and then spin the heels out so your feet are parallel. And then you're going to lead with the heart into the balls of your feet as you go forward. Maybe the hands come up off your back. As you bow your head, you should feel your hamstrings speaking with you. Stay forward, release your hands onto your thighs, begin to bend the knees and move your heels inward. So it's almost like goddess, but our arms are not up. As my hips begin to drop, I'm kind of modified squat. I'm just going to stay here, pushing my knees open with my forearms. This should not hurt. This should not hurt your hips. This should not hurt your back. This should not hurt your knees. And you get to rest on your arms, so that's helpful. We're doing this for some of the later poses we're doing. This is a preparation. Now engage through your bandhas as you begin to lift the hips, transfer the hands to your thighs, turn your toes inward, and then very mindfully roll up. Just like when you were starting your practice, you stack the vertebra, the disc, pay attention to your blood pressure until you're up at the top. Walking your feet in, a little bit more for the feet loaded this time. We worked them out when we were sitting, so let's just alternate lifting a heel, working through the ball of the foot. Now I'm going to show you what you should be careful not to do with your body. It's a cute little dance. You just want to hold this body as quiet as possible and let the lower body. So a little more mindfulness, I suspect, as you zip through the zipper, lift through the crown of the head, and work through the feet. So if you saw your image, which some of you may be using a mirror as you practice, you wouldn't see yourself moving around. A little more challenging, and breathe. let's stay on the right foot. Be very careful with your knee as the leg goes around in a circle, working the ankle with a bit of bearing weight into the ball of the foot. Now you're pulling up on that standing leg rather than sinking. Maybe go the other way. Feet are so important. Everything our body does on top takes its cue from the bottom. That makes sense, I believe. And then roll out on the foot and then roll in on the foot. Just the right foot. Roll out on the foot and roll in on the foot. Can you sense how everything up above is responding to that? And so how we walk on our feet, what our cadence is important. And then pause, pull up on the other leg, and then when you're ready, it doesn't matter which way you're gonna go, we'll go a few times one way, being as mindful as possible. I have a friend who said, oh, this is just like a foot massage. I went, well, no, usually I sit with my feet on my husband's lap, and that feels like a foot massage. Maybe change and go the other direction. But it can be because we've got just a little bit of body weight on it. Keep breathing. And hold the foot as we eversion, inversion, rolling out, rolling in. And you may have a propensity to do one or more than the other. Those people who are not me do this. Those people who are cowboys do that. Find your breath, lift your spine, and pause. So let's go through just a little bit of flow, and then we're gonna come back and use that towel for the little thing that we'll do, but you'll appreciate doing that. So that means chaturangas, oh boy, push-ups. At the end of the mat, we come to Namaste. So as you stand, this is the foundation of your plank. This is the foundation of downward dog. This is foundational for so many things that we're not just hanging on our bones. So try and remember this when you're waiting in line today, wherever that may be. Root the feet, engage your legs. By that I mean you can either draw the legs together or slightly push them out, just so that they're not relaxed. Mula Bandha. Action of Uddiyana, so I'm not tucking my tailbone under, I'm also not sticking it out. Then lift that spine, reach the fingers, crown of the head toward the sky. You'll always come back to this. Breath in, the arms will lift. Breath out, we bend the knees and touch the floor next to the feet, laying the body on the thighs. Drop the hips, lift your chest, gaze outward. Either foot can step back, you're gonna move right into a plank or a push-up position. Anchor the shoulders, just think of that mountain pose translated down on the floor. If you prefer to do this from the knees, you are still in a plank. The hips are not high, the hips are not low. Find your breath. Now as you push forward a little with the toes, elbows in, chest and hips land slowly on the mat at the same time. Relax the feet. Not letting the hands touch, they're hovering above the floor. The feet do touch. With a breath and with attention to your low back, lift your chest and relax. And again, lift your chest and relax. And lift your chest and relax. This time, lift the chest, stretch the arms back, grab the hands or lace the fingers as we did earlier, and imagine I am pulling your hands back, your chin is lifted. Toes are on the floor. Release the hands back under the shoulders and relax the back. 2 breaths. Check in with bandhas. Turn the toes under. Elevate the hips. You can be on your knees, you can be on your toes. Keeping the hips elevated the best you can. Press off the mat and back into your plank. Again, plank from knees, plank from toes. As you lift the hips and gaze toward the feet, move those feet forward just a little, not too far, not too close, not too wide. Feel free to take a bent knee downward dog as you ground those hands into the mat, wrap those elbows in. Really feel freedom through the neck and shoulder. You should be able to move the head around. For those who say, you know, I've been up since like 5 in the morning, I can do this with my legs straight, you go ahead. So we're going to walk our feet back into that plank position since I moved them forward. Travel my eyes forward until I return to my wonderful plank, my strong plank. Anchor the shoulders, press away from the mat, from your knees, from your toes, rock a little forward, lower yourself quietly onto the floor and relax the toes. Baby cobra, cobra up dog as you wish, and come back down. Toes under, hips up from knees or toes. Do the best you can, keep those hips up. Press off the mat into your plank. And downward dog, adjust the feet by moving them forward. Maybe the second dog, we're going to walk the dog as you bend one knee and press the heel down. It's okay to let your hips move on this. Walk your feet back to where they should be for a plank, and then reload into plank. Anchor the shoulders, chin up, elbows in, knees or toes. Come on down. Relax the feet. Baby cobra, cobra up dog. Breathe. And lower. One more time. Toes under, hips up. From knees or toes, press off the mat into your plank. Pause there. Downward dog, adjust your feet. Three-legged dog, stand on one foot, it won't matter which one, and raise the other foot. You can be parallel, you can open up. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Set the high foot down, ground on it, pick the other foot up, so you do three-legged dog, other side. Elbows are straight, legs are straight. Find your breath. Foot comes down, raise both your heels pretty high. Bend the knees, sit back, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to where your hands are at the front of your mat. While leaving your body on your thighs, bend the knees, put the hands on or around your calves. Bow over and pull together. Bend the knees, rise slowly and mindfully, aware of blood pressure changes as you join the palms overhead. Finish your breath and exhale the hands to center. A standing balance. So this one, if you wanted a wall, use a chair, whatever nearby you can. This is called simple three-point balance. Feet are under your hips, and you can position whichever side. Whichever leg comes up, that's going to be the arm forward. So if your right leg comes up, you're going to have the right arm. That means the left arm. If you wanted to hold on, to something, you could do this. If you don't need to hold on to anything, you don't have to. So I started in Tadasana. You can mirror me or make it work for your space. Tadasana is that foundation, I say. So I'm going to bend the right knee, not sinking into my left hip. So my toe is here. Check that this hasn't happened. Even hips. Bring the right arm up over that right thigh. Anchor through your shoulders. Bring the left arm shoulder height, reaching lengthwise. Round into your left foot or your standing foot, and when ready, raise the other foot. If you say, geez, this is pretty easy, well then look toward the long hand out to the side. You're breathing. Return your eyes front if you look to the side and come back. Now when you're in Tadasana, doesn't that feel good? It's just like someone putting their arm around you. So take that in, let it nourish you, and we'll try the other side. Root down on your other leg, bend the other knee. Careful, it didn't sink. Pull up. Arm over the bent knee, other arm to the side, ground through your shoulders, zip through your zipper. If and when ready, go ahead and put that leg up. If this feels easy, look down the long arm. Breathe. If you look side, look forward, and stand like a mountain. Again, taking all that good stuff. Let's add to it this time the standing pigeon pose. Standing pigeon pose, what's that? So for this one, you might want that little support because we'll go back and do this. But then that front leg is going to open, hands will come to heart, and if you needed to hold on to something, you could, and if you didn't, you could come to here. So just going to add one more thing. Use a wall, a chair, a counter, or don't. Come to Namaste, come to the moment. Stand on one foot. I'm going to bend the right knee, right arm, left arm. Anchor, zip, get very foundational, and then when ready, pick up the foot. You can stay there, you can look down the arm. So if that long arm is holding on to something, you can hold it as that bent knee is going to find its way above your thigh. If you're not holding on to anything, go ahead, bring your hands to your heart, and sit, sit, sit. Sit, sit, sit. Focus and breathe. It's okay if you fall out of it, it happens. Stand back in that 3-point balance. That's going to be the hardest part. Coming back up, coming back up, coming back up. And close the posture. Drink from the well of calm. Other side. For those of you who need to turn yourself around and grab something else, that's okay. Yeah, hard floor might be better for some. So get your foundation when ready. Other leg, other arm, other arm. Simple 3-point balance. If you're going to turn your head, turn your head. Hold on to that sense of calm. Might not feel calm. So on the arm holding onto something, you can keep that as your other leg comes across your thigh. You can bring your hands into your heart as you begin to sit back. Remember, we're working with our bodies that are different all the time. Be mindful of any issues you may have. Check in with your breath. Return to the 3-point balance. Pull up, pull up, pull up. And close the posture. And you do the hokey pokey and you shake it all about. Okay. So that works a lot of the core and a lot of what we've prepared for us. So now why don't you grab a towel or a strap, and we'll do it with it, and because we'll do this a couple of times. So this is a warrior position. I haven't done any warriors so far on purpose. We'll do it with the towel or the arm extender, and then if you don't want to do it the second time, you can let go of the towel. So you're going to be on the long end of the mat, and you can use the same or whatever mirror of me. So I'm going to bend my knees, lean forward, and I'm going to make my left leg go back into a high lunge. I'm leaning forward. So I've come to that almost crescent pose, but I'm leaning forward. Then I'll drop the back heel as I establish my warrior position, looking at my front knee. As I come up, I'm going to keep the strap, the towel. If you're holding a strap, make sure you're holding the buckle. And move that arm, so now I'm in my warrior 2 with a little dangling thing back here. So front knee, front arm, back leg straight. From here, I shift forward, you know, like when we did that balance thing. Here it is again. Option 1, I bring my hand inside and drop my shoulder. Bend the front knee. Now that towel or that strap behind you goes behind your back. Go ahead and reach under and grab the other end or part of that towel under your leg. Stay with the bent knee. Pull your left shoulder back so your body opens up to the long end of your mat. The front knee is bent, the top shoulder is back, and your body is facing the long end of the mat. Some cases you can look up and slightly back, and you breathe. Commit to the lunge is the best suggestion I have for you. As I release, keep the towel or the strap in your back hand. Come back to warrior two, so that front arm goes over. Flip the back heel up, bring the arm around, and step up. Whew. Shall we do the other side? You don't have to move, I just think it'll be easier for you to see me if I'm here. I feel really asymmetrical now. I just really feel I need to do the other side. Maybe you feel that as well. Bend the knees, tip at the hip. Now do your other leg back. If it feels like you already did this, you probably did. So make sure you're doing the opposite side. Look how far back you want to go. Go long, go deep. Front knee bent over the ankle. Drop the back heel. Commit to the lunge. Hold the strap or towel in the leg that's behind you. As you come up, open into Virabhadrasana 2. So here's my warrior two. Front knee bent above the ankle, back leg straight, toe on the diagonal, opening the body. When you come up, your body is going to be facing the long end of the mat. Not this, but this. So kind of keep it in your, reach out with the front arm, reach, reach, reach. Drop that arm inside your front leg and under your bum. Let that strap or towel go behind you. As you open up the top shoulder and lean back. And breathe. Commit to the lunge. As you release, the left arm or front arm has nothing. The towel or strap is in the back arm. Pivot on the back foot as the arm comes around. Go ahead and step yourself up. So we'll do the first side again with or without a towel. I'll try and go without it. I did say try. I'll try to go without it. So in your recovery, let me just remind you that if you do this, this is what people do. They don't go very far. They just get here and then they never come up. So I often have to go and kind of push their bodies back. And they feel they're falling over. You're not going to fall over. You just want to open up to here. Getting your hands under here is like if you have long arms, it really helps. Tadasana. Bend the knees, hinge. So for me, it's the left foot going back. That was the first thing I did. I wiggle back and I drop my heel. As I stand up, I take, if I have a towel or strap, and open my body. Remember this feeling. Reach forward, drop, go inside the front leg, go under your bum, see if your hands come together, and if they come together, if not, grab the towel, pull the top shoulder back. Stay committed to your lunge. Release to warrior. Flip the back heel, step up, and we'll do the other side. Towel, no towel, strap, no strap. Tadasana. Bend the knees, lean forward. Big step back with your other leg. Drop the heel as you establish warrior. Come up into warrior two. Take in that warrior consciousness, slide forward. Arm inside your thigh, arm behind your back, reach under, grab if you can, top shoulder pulls back. Breathe. Release knees to warrior two. Flip the heel up, step up, shake it out. Let's come down on the mat. Thank goodness, thank you, Kara, for letting us to come down on the mat. Take a seat. In fact, once you're down, you can get onto your back. And bring your knees into your chest. And I bet you'll like this one. So head position is important. If you find your chin jutting up, slightly nod it. Ponytail placement matters. And I have my hands holding my knees like a sandwich. Relax your feet. Now I move those knees in a circular pattern, holding them together. Again, giving some loving attention to my sacrum, my low back. And then I go the other way. So do you feel the lifting of your tailbone when your knees come in is what I would ask, because that's going to be important. Pause, open your arms out to the side and then a little below. So I know they could be to the side, but bring them down a little bit rather than up towards your head. Your feet are going to raise. They can be a little up or they can be a lot up. The more straight your legs are, the more challenge to your core. This is a 4-count movement pattern. Count 1 is as you lift up that tailbone. Count 2 with the legs together, they drop toward one elbow. So the knees move to the elbow. Those are very specific body parts. Part 3 is when your knees come back to your chest. And part 4 is when your bum goes down. Now I have a wall here, so excuse me as I shift a little bit. So the other side is hips up on 1, legs drop to the side on 2, knees together. Lift the knees to your chest on 3, and release the tailbone down on 4. The straighter the legs, the more the challenge, because you have more weight to manage. Don't forget to raise the hips on 1, lower the legs on 2, bring the knees back to your chest on 3 so your hips are up, and the tailbone is down on 4. Keep following your own pattern and your own breath. I know you're going to feel it's hard to put your knees together. I might even say you should take that towel and shove it between your knees so you don't drop the towel, assuring me that your knees are adducting and bringing protection to your back. So give one more to each side, lifting and turning. Returning and lowering. Ascertaining what muscles might be doing this particular move. A lot of obliques. Engage your transversus abdominis. And when you finish that last one, we come to the happy baby. Best accessed with the knees bent and the feet toward the ceiling, bringing your hands inside your body as you lift up your head. Grab toward the outside of your feet such that your thumb is grabbing hold of your pinky toe. And then as you draw your chin into your chest and put your head back down, you apply a little pressure with the hands and relax the tailbone. So hands holding the outside edges of your foot. Legs can be as wide as you need them. Now, as an alternative, if you wanted to open into a wide straddle, I like to do that one myself a lot. You can do that. Slowing your breath. Gently bending the knees in and letting them find their way toward a bridge pose position. So my feet are close enough with my arms reaching down, I can feel the heels of my feet. Then I'll let my arms be up by the side. Notice your natural spine placement. I've not pushed my back down, but I do have my zipper zipped. Engage through your glute muscles and then just elevate the pelvis so you're in that natural position. With the hips up, raise the arms off slowly and toward the ceiling and over your head as your shoulders allow. So this will be inhale position up. As you exhale, the arms lift first and then the hips and the hands lower together. That's the exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, coming down. As you move between the two, it's a kind of a fun little game you can play with, can my hands and hips come to the same place at the same time? You may find that your hips land before the hands or the other way around. Next time you're up, let's stay up, but stop the hands above your chest. Keeping your hips up, cross the arms and bend the elbows so the elbows point up and the hands fall down by your shoulders. Stretch the hands up above your chest once more. Now cross the other arm over the wrist. And as you bend the elbows, the hands fall to your shoulders and the elbows are crossed differently but pointing up toward the ceiling. Hips are still elevated from the floor. Raise the arms up and then the arms float down with the hips still up. See if you can push into your feet and get a little bit more push into the shoulders elevation. Now come down by broadening the upper back, pulling in through your belly button as you move toward the lower back, releasing the lower back toward the glutes. Pause here rather than pull the knees in. Relax the gluteal muscles. Breathe. Slide your right foot out, pushing the heel out away from you. Keep pushing as if it were moving toward a floor at the wall place. Draw the other knee in towards your chest. Hold either above or behind. Keep pulling in with the knee as you push out with the opposing leg. It's a push me, pull you. Moving into spinal rotation with some variations, so you can do traditional yoga twist, but then if you want more for your shoulder, I'll offer that as well. Hold the right knee with your left hand. Release the right arm to the side. Look at that right hand. Take a breath in. On the exhale, carry the right leg across your body, working your fingers to behind the knee. Keeping the right shoulder down, you let the right knee drop across wherever it goes. This is option one. For some people, this might be quite enough, and that's fine. If you felt tight in your shoulders and you wanted a little more from there, go ahead and let that right knee drop and fall to the floor. Then what will happen is your right arm will lift and suspend from the floor. Still getting that rotation, just offering a little more to the anterior of your shoulder if that's something you want. Otherwise, you keep that shoulder down and you let that knee drop across and you breathe. Use your hand to gently bring the knee back up into your chest and put both hands on that knee. Bring the head up toward that bent knee. Bring that knee toward the head. As the head goes down, the foot goes down and pushing it away, actively pushing it away. Drawing your other leg in. As the one knee pulls in, the other leg pushes out. We're creating a little bit of space. Holding left knee with right hand, release left arm to the side, gaze to the left hand. Draw breath in. On the exhale, carry that left leg deliciously across your body, kind of moving that hand to behind the knee so that you can position the knee up or down as it wants, either allowing the knee to float or dropping it for a little more open into the interior of your shoulder. Good time for deep breaths. Use that hand to help support the knee as you roll onto your back, and then both hands come to the knee when on your back. Head and knee come together. You can either hold on behind the leg and help it lift you up, or if you'd rather roll to your side, however you can get yourself to an upright position. And then legs go far, far away. So this is where I do this funny little thing called buns away. I take my hand into my buns, I move it away so I feel a little more presence of my bone. Doesn't matter where your legs spread to. Avoid the sensation of knees turning in. Hands go behind and lift your chest. And maybe that's all we want to do. There may be some of us who want to use the hands and help bring the chest forward. If you were to wonder, where should I feel this? I would say from your inner thigh to your knee. Some might be inclined to want to put the hands forward. That's no better, no worse. It's just another place to go. The sensation of rounding is one that you avoid. So this is a hinging motion. There's some people just lay right out on the floor, and their name is Barbie. Words going around in your head right now might be release, let go, allow, surrender. Nothing should hurt. You should not feel vulnerable. It might feel a little intense. And we all process these sensations differently. So if it becomes too intense and you need to release, that's what you should do. Stay invested in the sensations that you have and notice if they change. Are they persisting in that tight feeling, or are they beginning to release a little? And why is that? Can the breath help? If you've come forward, gently bring yourself up. Let's be respectful of these inner thighs. As you lean back, kind of help them to come together. Either returning to that Sukhasana, comfortable pose, or a chair, or sitting on a block or a pillow. Bring the spine up nice and tall and simply let the head fall to one shoulder. The chin falls toward the chest. The head continues to go to the other shoulder. And without dropping the head back, just think of lifting your face to the sky. Now the ear goes back to that shoulder it just came from, bowing the chin toward the chest, letting the ear continue the rotation to the side, and again, not dropping the neck back or the head back, but just lifting the chin and lifting the face. Put your head on straight, look off to one side, maybe a little behind you. And return center, going to the other side. And then begin to prepare yourself for Shavasana. So that could be putting on some socks or putting your bathrobe over you or grabbing a blanket or a pillow that may go under your knee or under your head. If you have some back issues, one of the nice things to do is put a pillow under your knees. So I will offer that. I've got one for you here. So now it's your time to move into that place to do nothing. I find this to be a significant improvement in our mental health. Being able to quiet our mind when there's so much going on is a real gift. And so this is a gift we can give to ourselves. But for some of us, particularly me, it requires some practice. So here we've come to practice doing nothing. After a little yoga practice, your body may be very happy to just lay down and rest. So let it surrender on Mother Earth. Feel the weight of your head, the relaxation through the neck and the shoulders, the awareness of your circulation stemming from your heartbeat, the tension that you may have through the work of our core just melting out from your spine and dripping into the earth. Residual energy moving down your thighs, from your hips, picking up tension and energy around the knees and letting it just carry down the calves, the ankles, and the feet. As you lay quiet, you may have a technique you know lead you to that quiet place. You may need a reminder to just hang out with your breath. It may be nice to put yourself into nature where you can rest yourself and feel at peace and calm. Wherever you go for these next few moments, allow this time to be yours and wait for the singing bowl. And so we begin to deepen our breath and to wiggle our fingers and toes, awakening ourselves from that lovely calm and quiet which we may have found. You can stay as you are, you can roll to your side as you open your mind to some thoughts for us today. May or may not have a relationship for you. I have done my best. That is all the philosophy of living one needs. We don't always do our best. Sometimes we rush through an unpleasant task, put in a half-hearted effort on a menial task, or we fail to finish a task we weren't required to do. We know when we're not doing our best, and it tends to make us feel bad. Our lives are complicated. Maybe we can't always do things perfectly, but we can try to do our best. And even if we're the only ones who know it. Thought then, I may not always be able to do things as well as I would like, but I can still try to do the best I can, given the time and priorities that I have. That's a great way of looking at things, so maybe you can take some of that in with you today as you sit nice and tall. Again, mindful with our bandhas and our breath, so we carry it around with us all week. As you sit and express your arms out to the sides of your body and then up toward the sky, grab all that goodness and pull it down into your heart. And we share that lovely word, means goodness in me honors the goodness in you. Namaste. Thank you for carving out some time for yourself. It's good to see you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day wherever that might be. Namaste.